Relationships in real life can be hard, right? I mean, between the challenges of social media, the wide availability of porn, the plethora of dating apps that turn mating into a meat market session, the messages in movies or whatever TV show you're binging right now, a divorce rate that makes marriage look like an inevitable implosion, there's a lot of confusion about what love is and how it works, or if it works at all. Maybe that's why you clicked this video. Maybe you're in a relationship that's not working, or maybe you just came out of one, or maybe you're thinking about the next one and how you hope it can go better. Whoever you are, I think we can all agree relationships can be tough. But here's my promise to you. If you put what we talk about into practice, your current relationship will get better. Your next one will be better, and you'll be able to see how the last one could have been better. Now, I know those sound like lofty promises, but let's try it. The first key to a better relationship: compassion. One of the fastest ways to tank a relationship and ruin it is cynicism. Cynicism is when you've lost all hope and any expectation for things to change or improve. And look, it's easy to become cynical in relationships, to become hopeless that things will ever get better. And maybe you even have good reason for that. Maybe a past partner made promises and didn't keep them. Maybe your current partner makes commitments but doesn't follow through, or is quick to apologize but continues to commit the same offenses. I mean, at some point, after hearing something enough, you kind of stop hearing it, right? You know, she's always complaining but never does anything about it, or he always apologizes but then he keeps on doing it. Cynicism says, I know how they are, I know how this will go, so I'm not going to let their words, emotions, or actions affect me anymore. And I get it. Look, it makes sense. Cynicism is a natural defense mechanism. We adopt it to protect ourselves from the pain of being disappointed again and again and again. But if you want to unlock a better relationship, cynicism isn't your key. And I think you knew that, right? So what do? What's the antidote to being cynical? It's curiosity. You know that your partner has made a habit of breaking promises, but have you ever been curious as to why they felt the need to make those promises in the first place? I mean, why do they keep saying things that they can't seem to hang on to? You know they don't follow through with their commitments, but have you ever wondered why they agreed to those commitments in the first place? I mean, listen, most people are like you. They're not horrible human beings who live to disappoint or break promises or fail. They're people with experiences and learned behaviors and coping strategies for life. Maybe he keeps making promises he can't keep because he's afraid to say no to you in the initial discussion. Maybe she keeps on failing to follow through on the commitment you made together because she didn't actually agree with you when it came to making that commitment in the first place. Maybe they quickly apologize with no intention of changing their behavior because they don't actually feel they've done anything wrong, but they're afraid to fight with you about it. Why does the conflict scare them so much? Why doesn't she feel safe to disagree? Why is he afraid to say no to you? The answer to those questions are a path to a better, deeper, richer relationship. But getting to those answers requires curiosity. It requires you wondering, why are they the way they are? And that curiosity requires compassion. Now, typically, when I think about compassion, I think about the emotion that's triggered when I see those Sarah McLachlan videos about starving children in a third world country, or those pet adoption videos with the phone number that you're supposed to call at the bottom. It's an involuntary emotion triggered by viewing someone in an unfortunate state. But that's actually not entirely accurate. Compassion actually comes from a Greek word that literally means to be moved in your intestine, in your gut. It refers to when you allow another person's situation to affect your emotional and behavioral posture towards them in a favorable way. But here's the important part. You have to let them affect you. Compassion, like cynicism, is a choice you make for the person in front of you. It's a choice you make to stop assuming that you know how they'll act and instead be curious about why they act that way. Why are they so scared of conflict? Why doesn't she feel safe to say no to me? Why is he afraid to disagree? Choose compassion. Choose curiosity. And you can start building a better, stronger, more honest, more open relationship going forward. And look, if you're a Jesus follower like me, This is what we believe God chose to do for us. It's the heart of the Christian faith, really. Jesus explained God's compassion in one of his most famous stories, the prodigal son. It's about this kid who said to his father, "Dad, I wish you were dead so I could have my inheritance." And the father just gave it to him. And once the son got it, he took it, spent it on a lavish lifestyle until he had nothing left and his life was in shambles. And then, once he realized his misfortune and his despair that he was living in, he decided to go home. Now, his father had every reason to be cynical, to decide he knew what his son was going to say, he knew what his son was going to do. He had every reason to steel himself and harden himself towards his son. But instead, he chose compassion. Jesus said the father was moved in his gut for his son and chose to welcome him home. God's not cynical. He's compassionate, according to Jesus. Later on, the Apostle Paul, a man whose life was changed by the compassion of God, he'd write a letter to a church in the ancient city of Colossae. And in that letter, he advised Christians, as people loved by God, to choose to put on compassion, as though it was a shirt or a pair of pants, something you clothed yourself with, something you walked around in daily. In other words, choose to let the predicament of others, especially your partner, choose to let their situation move you in your gut. Be curious and compassionate. Besides, do you know what the opposite of compassion is in the original Greek language? The opposite of compassion is constipation. It's when your love is all stopped up inside of you and you can't let it out. Maybe that's what's been going on in your current relationship. Maybe that's why things ended the way they did in your last relationship. But if you choose curiosity, if you choose compassion, your current relationship will get better, your next one will be better, and you'll see how the last one could have been better. Let curiosity be your love laxative. Allow your partner's situation to move you in your guts. Trust me, you'll be relieved that you did. Now, is that it? Is that the only key to building better relationships? No, we'll get to some more next time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then. Oh, hey, did you know that about half the people who watch these videos aren't subscribed? We started Redeemer Online to help people grow spiritually wherever and whenever they are. And so if that's something you're interested in, click that subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell, because that's going to let you know whenever we put out new videos, and it's going to let us know that you're here. And trust me, we're so glad that you're here. See you next time.